Congregations, take march!
Marching bands and me.
Hi, this show is about marching bands, how they make music, where they come from, and things you like and want to know about them. During the next half hour, we're going to see a lot of exciting action and learn about the variety of instruments and bands. We'll be talking to you and asking you what you like in marching bands. And at the end of the show, we'll give you some information about where you can learn more about the marching bands you saw today. Keep your eye out for the instruments you might like to play or to know more about. We'll be flashing a little button on the screen of some of the more popular ones as they appear. First, let's meet a few of the bands. There are pipe bands, and brass bands. Precision drill bands. And show bands. And even ones on horses. All of these bands have certain things in common. They are made up of men and women who play instruments, all sorts of instruments. The sounds that you hear in the marching bands are a mixture of all these instruments put together to make one beautiful sound. Some of these instruments are round, some are long, some are shiny, and some are not so shiny. Some of the more popular ones are the bass drum, the flute, and the snare drum. We will be seeing more of these instruments and their buttons as the show continues.
How do you think people actually manage to play their instrument?
How do you get to be in a marching band?
Being part of a marching band takes a lot of patience and practice. One must learn an instrument on his or her own and then learn how to play it with others. Knowing how to read music is also very important. So is having a band leader. All bands have leaders, and they help each member keep in time with each other and play their parts together. Let's look at a few leaders.
Do you know what that big stick that the leader carries is used for?
The big stick is called a mace. You might want to call it a march stick. But it helps the leader keep each of the band members playing together by allowing them to see the tempo or the beat. It also serves another purpose. To play in a marching band, one has to be able to march in time together with other people. It's quite a trick. The leader's march stick shows everyone where the band is headed and what to expect next.
What kind of instruments are used in a marching band?
All kinds. And they play together in sections. Drums. Big. And small. In groups. And on their own. Woodwinds and pipes. Long ones. Short ones. And ones with many parts.
It's a type of horn, but it's sort of curled around with the circle instead of going straight.
That's called a French horn. You can find it in the brass section. The brass section is made up of various instruments usually made out of brass, and they include the trumpet, the trombone, the tuba, the baritone, and the cornet, amongst others. Heavy ones, and not so heavy ones. And ones so light you can ride a horse.
Those things that go those things.
Those are called cymbals. They are brass plates that you hold in each hand and bang together. The sound they make can be quite loud. Mallet instruments like the glockenspiel and the xylophone use a little hammer to strike the bars of the instrument. Here again are some more instruments that are often found in a marching band. The saxophone, the trumpet, and a very important object, the mace.
It's really hard when they play and they walk. How do they do that? It's really hard.
And it's all a thing of coordination, eh? That's why it makes them the hardest instrument in the world, they say, it's coordination. Because once you learn how to play, then somebody tells you you have to put a bag into your arm, blow and squeeze at the same time, and then some other guy will come along and say, well, now we got to march down the road. And then they turn around and say, well, now we're going to do a few maneuvers. So you got to be able to remember your music, because when you're doing all these other things, you haven't got time to concentrate on that. You got other things to try and remember.
I would just like to know how they get all those people to be in the band, marching band and stuff.
I was brought up with my pipes. My father was drum sergeant of the 48th Highlanders militia unit during the war, and he played with various pipe bands between the wartime and now. And I started out as a drummer originally, and I decided I'd like to play the pipes, and I had the opportunity to, so I did.
here are some more popular instruments: the trombone, the tuba, the cymbals. And now, let's get ready for some real excitement as we meet a variety of marching bands in action. And we do some marching. See you on parade.